So now I'm going to ask you what life is like in the Celtic Tiger in comparison to the modern day recession.
Well, in the Celtic Tiger, a lot of people had an abundance of money, and they used this money to live a very lavish lifestyle. Spin, spin, spin was the order of the day. They had lots of cars, big houses, and they went on 2 or 3 holidays a year. And generally all these holidays were abroad. They bought properties all over Europe, and Spain mostly, Budapest, and in Portugal. And in 2008, all this came to a shuddering halt when the onset of the credit crunch. Now people are just barely surviving. They're struggling to hold down their jobs. Those that have jobs, those that haven't got jobs are either immigrated or living off the welfare system, which is very inadequate. A lot of people are suffering from depression. There's no more holidays. People have to leave the country to seek work and employment, and the whole country has changed.
Just to go back there in 2008 when you said the credit crunch came, what caused that?
There was over borrowing, and like all things, there was they came to the bottom of the barrel, and there was no more money there to take out of it. So they just ran out of cash really, and it reverberated right throughout the world with collapsing banks and major economic crisis.
And just one thing, the banks collapsed and the country I heard the country went into a bigger recession with the government paying them out, is that right?
Yes, indeed, the government had to bail out the banks, and we have banks here with enormous debt that's hanging over our heads for the next number of generations. So we're going to be a long time paying it off, and it's having a huge effect on the local economy because it's sucking all the money out of the economy in increased taxes and levies.
What would be the major differences in Celtic Tiger town to now modern day, today a recession hit town?
Well, the big difference was back in the early noughties, as they call them, the 04, 05, 06 and 07. It was lavish lifestyles, lots of money being thrown here, there and everywhere, lots of new cars being bought, reckless spending and reckless lending by banks, and no governance at all over the banks or the lending that went on at the time. Whereas now there isn't any money out there now. People are barely surviving, businesses are shutting down, the cash flow is very, very tight, it's very hard to get money. And the only thing that's doing well now is the agriculture, because all the other industries seem to be are in crisis.
And what reasons can you give? Is there one major reason why the agriculture business is really booming at the moment?
The main reason would be commodity prices for beef and sheep meat and cereal has increased dramatically over the last number of years, especially with the China and India. There are massive growth rates in China and India, and they are looking for a share. They're going to get fond of beef and dairy products. So there's 1.2 billion people living in China, and they start to like beef, especially the beef we produce, best in the world.
Thanks very much. No.
You're welcome.